Okay guys, welcome back to this next episode. We got to do a little bit of maintenance here. So this is the code we left off with. As you can see, I told you a little bit about the state system we're going to be using here. We have our move code, our standing code, jump code. So right now our move code kind of needs to be organized a little bit better into a state. So we're going to throw in a state here, and we're going to say, oops, not that. I'm going to say if move, what happens? And let's go ahead and put all of our movement code in here, from here to here. And it never tabs it quite right, unfortunately. But so if we try to play it, it's not going to quite work. As you can see, the buttons are a little bit broken because we have a couple things we didn't really set up for a state system. We're saying only if h-speed equals 0. We can get rid of that part on both left and right. Because now move should only be happening while you're in the move state. So instead of checking if you can move, you're just always going to be able to move once you're in the move state. I don't think that was the issue. Yes, now we need to call the move state. So we say if we press the buttons here. Okay, so this is the code you need to add here. So if you press either the left or right button, what happens? We just need to turn stand off. So stand equals 0 and move equals 1. And it should behave exactly the same as before. That's our goal here. Looks like he's moving a little slower for some reason. And it looks like he slides back a little bit, which is a little funky. I believe we also need to turn move off at a certain point. So if move, if you're pressing neither button, that seems like a good place to turn it off. That's where you would want to say move equals 0, stand equals 1, and h-speed. You know what? We also have a slide here, and we don't want to just instantly turn off the move and stand. Well, maybe we do. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay if we're sliding a little bit and still in stand. Okay, so this code right here is no longer being able to run while it's in move, because as soon as you let go, you're out of move. So we need to change this, move this into the new state that you're updating into, in this case, which is stand. So let's move that code right over here. I just copied and pasted it. So this is slow down, which will automatically happen if you're in stand. He does seem to be sliding a little bit for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Let's add in a new thing here. If h-speed is greater than -0.5 and h-speed is less than 0.5, h-speed equals 0. Try that out here. He does have a little slide at the beginning and end. I'm not sure. Something doesn't seem quite right. Why is he moving so slow? If left or right. Oh, because I removed this code and we needed that. If h-speed is less than or equal to 0. Greater than for moving left? Yes. Okay, so I deleted that, and we were not supposed to delete that. If h-speed is less than or equal to 0. I thought that was if the player is standing. There we go. That seems a little better. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll see if I can find that spot in the video and change it here. So Gosh, that's a lot of stuff just for organization so that we can now add wall collisions. So we're going to check out here and open up moving left and moving right and see what this code is all about here and where it would be best to say check for a wall and how to do so. Okay, so moving left, let's just say this is the movement code essentially, okay? So we could say only apply the movement code if, I'm going to teach you another thing here, collision point let's say, let's open up our player here, see where our origin is. It's 3264. So if we go, if we want to check for, he's 32, whatever. Let's just make a number up. I was looking at this so you could say maybe we go up 32 and to the left 32. Let's try that. X minus 32, comma, Y minus 32, comma, obj block, comma, 1, comma, 1. So now all of this movement code is only going to apply if there is no collision at a specific point to the player with the block object. So that's on the left button. So it shouldn't work on the right, but we can test if it's working on the left. No, it's not. X minus 32, Y minus 32. Let's change these numbers a bit. And in fact, just so we can test this out, let's draw some stuff. Now this draw event, if you use it, you pretty much always have to type in draw self at the top. And we're gonna draw point. X minus 32, comma, Y minus 32. Let's just change both these numbers to 20. See where that looks. So now when you click play, you'll see, oh, perfect. That's actually rather perfect. X minus 20. So let's just change these numbers to 20. So what happens when you do collide here? So if there is, so this is checking if there's no block, then do the movement code. But else, otherwise, that is to say, if there is a block in the way, then you should just say hspeed equals 0. You could also say stand equals 1. Oops. And move equals 0. So now, as you can see, if there's a collision right there at that point, he will no longer move left and he'll stop moving. Okay. So that's our new code for, that's our entire new code for pressing the left button and the behavior of what happens there. So we can copy this, or we can, let's just copy the certain parts here. So if collision point, but we're checking on the right side, so we're just going to say x plus 20 instead. Then apply the movement, and else the exact same thing happens here. If there's a wall on the right side or wall on the left side, either way, stop moving and stand still. Whee! And even though we don't visually see that point like this one, it is there. It is checking there. And as you can see, it does move a little bit past it because it's the speed of the player is moving multiple pixels at a time. So technically it's like checking right here, and then in the next frame it's checking. If you're moving slow, it'll stop you right there, but if you're moving fast, you might run into the wall a little bit, as you can see. Okay, so let's add some jumping. That part's really easy, and we'll call this a video. Okay, so we need to add some jumping code in here. We have what happens, the behavior of gravity during the jump, but we don't have anything to actually activate a jump. So over here, we're going to create a new variable called jump_speed. You can call it jump power, you could call it just jump, don't matter. Let's make up a number, let's say 10. And then so during the move state, if keyboard check pressed VK space, sure, whatever jump button you want. You can just, a really good thing for my learning, you can just middle click, hover over something or middle click it, and it'll open up a page from the manual here about keyboard inputs, and you can look through all of them here. It's pretty freaking awesome. So if keyboard check press spaced, what happens? What happens? Oops. So I taught you a little bit about H speed. So this time we're going to be messing with V speed. V speed equals jump speed. We're also got to, of course, turn stand equals 0, and now we're in jump, so we can start applying gravity. So if you press space during move, that's a pretty simple one to add in. Or sorry, not during move. I guess it is during move. I meant to put that in during stand, but it's not working. So what do we need to change here? Obviously, I wanted to put that in stand. If keyboard check press space, V speed equals negative jump speed. That's where I was messing up. Technically, he was jumping into the ground, but because he was jumping into the ground, it automatically the code would place him in the ground. Okay, so he's working nice. He's jumping, and for some he can't jump. He can only jump during the things where you set. So he can't jump during move. So let's just Control C that. Jump, and then we're going to turn move equals 0. And now we can move. We have wall collisions. The only thing here is that things are going to be a little funky, obviously, as you just saw. So I told you a bit about, like, you can draw stuff here. So I'm going to show you a way to help troubleshoot this for yourself. Draw text. This is my main troubleshooting method. X plus, doesn't matter really where you want to write the numbers. And then right here, I'm going to write stand move jump, and let's add one for attack as well. And we don't want them to all be writing in the same place, so we're just going to write, so we're going to do 40 minus 80, 100. Oh, I guess we don't have an attack value yet. That's fine. Okay, it seems like during move, we need to check for... Okay, I had a little pause moment there. So as you can see, if you jump up here and you keep moving, The only time he really seems to fall is when you're in stand. Stand is the only time it seems to be checking for the floor. So we also need to check the floor in move and say that if there's no floor under us when we're trying to walk on the ground, then also fall. Okay, so this is how we're checking for the ground during stand. Let's just copy this and paste it right here. Oh, dang. My computer got unplugged. I hope that didn't affect the anything. But instead of stand, we're saying move equals false and jump equals true. So that should automatically yeah, now when you move off the box, he automatically falls. All right. So we got gravity. We got jumping. We got moving. It seems his his movement is a little funky. So when he lands, he resets his speed back to minimum speed. So I'm going to show you how to fix that, and then hopefully that's the last of this video because it's too long at this point. Okay, so I opened up the block here, and this is what's happening. When the player lands, his speed is being set to 0. So I want to only affect the vertical speed. So that's all I believe we really need to change. And it should work. Yeah, now he has some good momentum. And then just because I'm tired of resetting the game, let's just do that, so that way I don't keep jumping out. Okay, so that's another thing that we're going to have to add in here, is wall collisions during jumping. That's what's going on. Since there's no no code to say stop moving during jump when you hit a wall, it just automatically switches him to stand. And then the other thing is we want to add some movement during the jump itself, and that should be a simple copy paste. Just left, right. That's the only ones we need. Control C, and then jump. If no block, move. If there is a block, we're not changing any state. We're just getting rid of H speed. Let's see how that works. Now I can move in the air. We still don't have wall collisions, but we got some momentum. And we're all set. And honestly, with the information in this video, you should have an idea of what exactly to do. What would you do? Would you open up stand, move, jump? Left and right. Oh, he can move left and right. Do you add a check for walls somewhere in here? If you answered yes, you win a cookie. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If there's anybody who's an artist or anything like that and you guys want to contribute to a game and you want to help me actually, like this game, this very game, this video is called Group Dev. I almost want to re-record this video just to put this message at the beginning. But anyway, this video is too nice. It's finally working decently. So there's that. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, donate, do all that stuff. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.